Okay, so today we are going to learn how to draw an ear. So the only materials I have right now are paper, I have a pencil, sharpener, eraser. So nothing too fancy. If you're curious, I'm using a 4B, so it's a little dark. So I have a photo of an ear that I'm going to be working from. So we are not just making one up. You want to look at your reference images. Now, ears are weird. Ears are very weird. So they have some odd shapes, odd shading, and I'm going to be drawing this ear. I'm gonna think, okay, if I start out here, so I'm starting at this point, and I'm thinking about the shapes. Draw what you see, not what you know. So if you think about an ear, you're not gonna be able to draw it properly. So if I drew a straight line down, so I'm gonna draw a straight line down, and it goes a little bit earlier than that. It is, let's see, 1 unit wide, about 2 tall. So if it is this wide, it needs to be about this long. All right, so let's see. I have a larger shape here, and then it kind of goes in a little bit and there. Okay, so I kind of get my general shape down. Then I can start working in my details. So I know there's a curve around here. I'm actually going back around on this outer section. It looks like it kind of flattens out here, goes in, out, in. And I'm really just looking at the shapes I'm seeing. Don't think about it too much. You're just copying the shapes you see. You want to kind of oversimplify and just be like, okay, here's this is a curve. Now this is a line. Now this is, just think of it like that. Okay, so about halfway in, there's a little piece here. And we see, okay, there's like a curve all the way around, and it kind of just fades off. Here, it's like a U. So here, this is end, and it kind of points, this kind of U shape points to here. So U shape, and it kind of, this kind of looks like a dog kind of shape, but let's see, here it kind of goes in, up, and around. See, I'm oversimplifying it. Oversimplifying it a little bit. Going through and big, okay, there's like a leaf kind of shape here. Here, it kind of darkens in there and it darkens up there. Okay, so we have our outline. Now, all we need to do is start adding value. We want to think, like, where is it darker? So we know this area is a little darker. We know that this area is darker. I'm not pushing very hard with my pencil. We know that this has like a darker area in here, and then all of this is a little bit darker. Oversimplifying. We can always go back in and add more details. It looks like there is a darker section here, and that this one kind of just fades off. Oh, and I forgot my darker section here that I circled. So now we have a basic ear shape. Now, and a few of the values in here. Now I'm going through and just seeing where the light is hitting it. So even up here at this top edge, it is light on this edge and it gets darker because it's round. So, and I don't want it to blend in with this. So I'm gonna make this a little bit darker and fade out. And then kind of give that edge and keep looking back and forth. Looks like there's like a little bump here. And it looks like that edge is darker all the way over, and then it gets a little lighter in comparison to what's beside it. So I can also add a little bit of value. You need to move your pencil, it's fine. Also, you might notice that I hold my pencil further back. If I'm doing this, I'm pressing into the paper, and it's usually harder to erase and harder to blend. So I'm gonna keep going with that. Notice it's just very circular, small movements. I need to get this a little bit darker. I'm just doing layers of value. In the end, everything will have some value to it. Now let's say I made this too dark, like I went like this. You're like, oh, I wanted that highlight there. Use the eraser to kind of go back over and give some of that highlight back. And I would definitely recommend holding your pencil farther back. I'm gonna go back over here, add some shadow. And it looks like, if you're having a hard time seeing the values in here, just turn the photo black and white that you're working from. Or if you're looking at somebody, you just kind of imagine it a little bit. But if you can, turn the photo black and white. It's gonna be much easier. But you can see here, I'm just adding a little bit of value and slowly making these areas a little darker. So this photo, so everyone's ear is a little different. He tends to have one of the darkest spots right in here. So I'm having a hard time blending it the way I want in the shape. So I'm going to go ahead and add darker value, so like a medium value over that whole section, and then use my eraser to add in the shape of that highlight. I think this will be easier for me. So that one seems to connect there, and up here, a little bit there. This one seems to be about the same, so I'm going to blend that line out. You can turn your paper if you need to. Alright, so that's generally how you draw an ear, and just keep adding details. Okay, so I went ahead and kept working on it a little bit more, and I'm adding a little bit, it seems weird to add these scribbles on the outside, but I really want to show how light this is, so I ended up adding some darker area, because in your art, here actually I realized that it's a little bit of the wrong proportion, in your art, really value and color and all of that is just comparison of what's around it. So if you add darker on the outside here, you're gonna end up making it like this look even lighter. If let's say I really want this highlight to show, but I can't make that any lighter than the white of the paper. All I have to do is add some value out here. So normally this would be the hair, this would be other things, but I'm just gonna block this in really quick. And you see now it looks even lighter in that section. You can like end up fading this out, like maybe I use like hatching techniques to where it goes lighter towards the edges. This is a technique that a lot of artists use to kind of really show depth in their pieces. When you want something to look lighter, put things around it darker. When you want things to look darker, put around some light. So if I wanted this to look even darker and crisper, I might add a white highlight in there.